We'll call the June 13th utilities meeting to order. Ms. Fontenot, will you lead us in prayer? Excuse me, it's July, not June.
I'd be honored to. Father, we just come before you tonight with thanksgiving. First of all, we thank you tonight. This is July, the month of freedom. We thank you for our freedom. We thank you for all those who are fighting abroad and on the home shores to protect this country and to ensure our freedom. We ask tonight for wisdom. We ask for courage to do what is right. And we ask for provisions. And we ask all these things in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment period. Anyone wishing to speak can sign a speaker card, Ms. Cinnamon, and at that particular agenda item, we'll call on you to speak. ACUD number 2. Anyone knows what ACUD number 2 is or why it may be on here? Mr. Thompson?
Yes, Chairman. That's that water district we was talking about, and I'm just going to step up, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Please do.
The Darrow area has a water district, and since Darrow's sewer system are online, they want to create a utility district in that area, following the same boundaries the water district follow. So what we like to do is look into it and see what decisions we made on the east side for this utility district, and I guess we can bring it back to the Utilities Committee meeting next month, if you don't mind, once we researched it, because we have a copy of a draft agreement that's on a consolidated utility district. I would like to make sure that we can get the members of the board a copy of that agreement, and also go to Ricky Babin. May have to do a little changing, word changing or whatever, but that's the reason why that's on the agenda, and appreciate y'all help. Thank you.
Comments, Mr. Shea Snyder?
Mr. Thompson.
Yes, sir.
The district is going to be all inclusive, such as ACUD 1, where you would have all utilities within there.
The board right now only asking water and wastewater. I would have to meet with the board to just and see just what they want to do. The direction they're headed in is if any subdivision come in the area, they would like to be the ones who take over the sewer system, come to the parish instead of going to an individual company. And that's the direction they're headed in, because look like that area going to have a lot of growth in it within the next 5 to 10 years. And I think it's a good deal, because it's a start for the parish to be in the sewer business. So that's the reason why they want to create a consolidated utility district. They already collect the water. They buy right now. They're buying processed river water from St. James. They're in the negotiation with Ascension Water in providing that area with water because of fire protection and water pressure. And with this new subdivision supposed to be coming in that area, they're not going to have enough water pressure. So that's the reason we're moving in that direction.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm in total agreement with Councilman Thompson, and that's a good move in this area, and looking ahead for future growth and getting the infrastructure there. I think it's very advantageous, and if we can do this up front, it costs a great deal less than doing it after all the development here. So anything we can do to further this along, I'd like to see moving on.
Thank you. Any other questions, concerns?
Any other comments? Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Ms.
Thank you.
Cinnamon, can you make sure we have this on the next agenda? And also, Mr. Thompson, when he forwards the draft to you, can you please forward that to legal so they can start reviewing it and we can have another discussion next month? Thank you. And also, our technology department just stuck their head in. Someone's cell phone is on and causing interference with the electronics. So can you please turn your cell phones off? Thank you. Number 5, Orange Grove Community Development District petitions. Mr. Dukai, bond counsel?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Shakespeare.
Due to that being a family issue, I would recluse myself from this agenda item.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Hello.
Members of the committee, what this is about is the Community Development District Act allows private developers to come into an area and fund infrastructure through tax-free bonds. This project is proposed for Highway 22. I guess the best way to tell you where it is, if you go on 22 past the coffee house, it's about 1.5 miles down towards the river on the left. It's on the Schexnayder property. I think it's about somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 to 350 residential development houses, and the total project is projected to be a little bit over $8 million. What the parish's participation in this is the development district is actually formed by the parish. There is no liability on the parish, and all of the cost, all of the fees are paid by the developer. This just allows the developer to issue tax-free bonds, which gives him a better interest rate on his money, allows him to spread the payments out just as if he was making a loan, as opposed to normally when you develop a subdivision, you've got to pay the bank back on the front end as you take in your money. So it allows the developer a more even, I guess, payout on his loan. Pat Beecham is here. He and I are working on this together. He's had some experience in this. If y'all are familiar with Carter Plantation, which is in Livingston, it's a very, very similar development. What this does is provide money for the infrastructure for the development itself, streets, sewer and water, things of that nature. So I'm going to let Pat address this just a little bit, and if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. We just came before the committee. I think this is going to be on the council agenda for resolution at the next meeting.
Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Patrick Beecham. I represent Renaissance Orange Grove, LLC, the developer of this project. It's about 134 acres of land that's going to be developed into home sites. This process starts with the parish itself as the authority that establishes and creates the special district. If all the committees and everyone is willing, we'll bring this before the council for introduction of the ordinance and initial consideration, and of course it lays over in accordance with your charter and comes up the meeting thereafter. So that's the process. We also advertise, give notice of public hearing 4 consecutive times, so the public has the ability for input at the final consideration. That being said, I welcome any questions you might have.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Lambert.
Planning and zoning, y'all, this is the first stop? What we're introducing?
We actually have not working that side quite as closely, but we have a resub that's coming through planning and zoning as well.
Okay.
I think in another week or so. Towards the end of July, I think it comes up for consideration. So that will also, the parish will also look at it from the planning and zoning perspective.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
they have a lot of stuff going on right now, so,
We have that on the, we have that on the rails. The engineer is working that right now as we speak.
Okay, thank
I
you.
think, Mr. Lambert, what you may be referring to is the PUD, the Plan Unit Development,
Yeah,
which
Oh.
that step does most certainly have to go through planning and zoning, and
Yeah.
then eventually come to us for a vote.
And that
This
is what's
something
coming
different,
up.
correct?
That's what we're working on right now as well.
thank you.
Any other comments or questions from the members? Would y'all like them to go through this little packet they presented, or are you going to read over it on your own, or y'all have enough information?
Give us some feedback on a Carter plantation.
Oh, okay. I'll give you a little bit more perspective about that. There's another one sort of in your area as well. It's called Greystone, off of I-12, just outside of Denham Springs, where the Greystone Country Club is going up. Carter Plantation was the second one of these districts that was established in the state, and that's a development of about 350 acres, I believe, if my memory is correct. With it's a mixed-use development with some condominiums, townhouses, boathouses, and it'll have a much longer horizon. This more straightforward project, but pretty much the same concept in terms of the CDD being established and created as a special district. Did that respond to your inquiry?
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Let me just make one comment that
Yes,
we've got
sir,
a couple of
Mr.
questions on. Richard Williams with Crews and Associates will be the underwriter. I just want to stress again, our guys know that there's no liability whatsoever to the parish at all for the debt whatsoever. It's a completely independent unit and district, and there's no, because we've got a lot of questions, what's the parish have to pay? The parish is not liable for any of the debt in any way whatsoever.
Chairman, one other thing. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. That's just a matter of, I was going to say, Mr. Dugas, it's just a matter of creating the district in order to take advantage of bonding.
To take advantage of the bond,
Correct.
the tax-free.
Naturally, we being the governing authority would have to
Correct.
create that, and we would only create the portion that district. The boundaries would be the area that's being
Correct.
developed.
Would be the geographical boundary of the subdivision.
Correct.
And
Of
that the
course, you-
district would actually, the bonds would be issued through the district, but the collateral for that would be the actual land itself, which is owned by the developer. So there's still, you know, the investors are very aware of that, and everybody's
Of course,
fine with that.
there's multiple steps to do this. This is one of the steps
Yes,
you guys got to do. The other step is going through planning and zoning, making sure, T's are crossed, I's are dotted, and doing what you're supposed to do. I don't have a problem with it.
Mr. Malcolm, you
I
start.
just wanted, nobody's mentioned it, but I'm sure everybody's interested. This is about an $8 million project.
Yeah.
And that is included in your packet. It shows the different types of dwellings that'll be built, and also the total amount of the project and in the phases in which that money will be spent.
Any other questions, comments? Would y'all like to send this as a recommendation?
We
or
can,
just-
I'll make a motion to maybe send a resolution of accepting the community development district.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Valentine to accept the CDD, second by Mr. Lambert. Any opposition? Motion carries.
And he mentioned it was on the agenda already, but it would just be a sign seal.
I don't mean officially on the agenda.
Okay, well, it is now.
Propose it to be on the agenda.
Okay, no problem, Boo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yes, sir. Number 6, update on water franchise, U.S. Corps of Engineers.
The Corps was called, notified this morning.
All right, I'm Roland Mira with Hartman Engineering. I talked to Sean Vickner today, and I'm here to present a brief summary of the activities of the past month. With the water franchise agreement, I spoke with URS. One of the problems and issues from the previous meetings, and with the last report was the spacing between fire hydrants that was going to be delineated in the franchise agreement. There was questions about whether it should be 400 or 500 feet, and the URS told me today that they are receiving maps from the water company so they can evaluate it and come back with a response on the issue on a fire hydrant spacing. So the Corps is still working on that franchise agreement. With the regional wastewater treatment plant, I spoke with GEC, and they have, last month we reported that their plans were 35% said the plans were complete. They sent that to the Corps, and they, as of Friday, they received comments from the Corps. So their next step is to address and answer the Corps comments for the wastewater treatment plant plans and specifications. GEC has also completed the NPDES discharge permit application for the sewer plant, and that's ready for President Yu's signature, and that'll be coming to him shortly. With the environmental information document for the STAG grant that went out on public notice late in May, June 1st and 2nd was advertised in the parish newspapers. It's scheduled for a week from tonight, July 17th at the DPW auditorium. The document is available to the public on the parish website. It's advertised on the cable TV channel, and we've had copies placed in the parish libraries. And the plan is, with completion of this hearing, we anticipate within 2 weeks of that we'll get the complete document to EPA in Dallas. And it'll be in EPA's hands at that point. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Shakespeare?
How long after it's in the EPA's hands that we're supposed to get this? I remember we were discussing this last year at this time, and we were trying to get it for last summer, and now we're here a year later.
I updated Gene Wassam in Dallas via email early in the week on what our plan was with the hearing. He originally looked at a rough draft of the document and gave us comments. That's what we got, comments in late February from him. He said he liked it. He had one comment to address. We did that. We put that into the document. So as my understanding of his response and review of this original rough draft, it satisfies their criteria. Now, what other people in that agency, it has to go through their procedures and up to the regional director for signature. And my guess is it's going to take at least a month or more for that to happen.
At least a month?
I would say so.
So we're looking at
end of August.
Well, longer than that. My
Minimum.
experience has been
Yes.
you can triple that.
But it's.
But I appreciate the effort,
Yes.
because this has been an ongoing thing for a long time, and we need to get this behind us. And anything that we can do to speed up the process, we would like to do it.
Yes, sir.
Just let us know. The other thing on the water franchise, URS has been actively participating in this water franchise
Yes,
negotiation.
they have an individual that's expert in water systems and water agreements, and he's. I talked to him today about this, and he's participated with the parish attorney and Diaz.
And he's been invited to all the meetings.
Oh yeah,
that they've had?
he's attended
He's
the
been
meetings.
attending.
Yes.
And very involved with email and correspondence back and forth with our legal.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yes, Ms. Fontenot.
I just wanted to say that I've been following this franchise since we started the negotiations, and I've been in all the meetings. And several weeks ago, I got an email that they were working on a meeting to finalize this negotiations. And we were expecting, or at least I was expecting, to have that done by this meeting, because that was some talk that we had had. Mm-hmm. And so here we are in the July meeting, and we still haven't had that meeting. and I haven't heard anything more about a meeting being set up. But we really want to finalize this franchise agreement. And the last I heard, that it was what we wanted, and that it was just a matter of setting up the meeting and getting with Mr. Eugene again and finalizing and getting the papers signed.
Yeah, well, I will call Sean Vick there tomorrow, first thing tomorrow morning, and advise him of this.
Yes, just have him email me when he possibly thinks that we would have this meeting. I don't want to miss it. I don't want it to slip by me and they've done had the meeting. I followed it this long, and since I've been waiting for 2 or 3 weeks and hadn't gotten anything, it's easy for something to just get by you, and I want to make sure that they keep me on top of it.
I'll check with the Corps.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, Mr. Rowe?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Lambert.
Would it be possible, as soon as we know, maybe we could set up a special meeting so we could bring this before the council?
Talking about the
'Cause I mean-
franchise?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
If they finally get there,
Yeah,
we'll do
I mean,
it as
'cause,
soon as it
I
happens.
mean, we in legal. I mean, legal is. I mean, we in the last phase of this, so I mean, we need to get this behind us.
I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Thank you so much.
Okay.
Number 7, any old business? Number 8, any new
Councilman,
business?
On old business, we have Montgomery and Watson's here. We'd like to give you an update on the Country Ridge project.
Okay.
Short presentation.
Mr. Jeff?
Thank you very much. I'll be brief. The Country Ridge project is about 85% complete right now. All the field work is complete. All the smoke testing, manhole inspections, and all the TV work and cleaning has been complete. I received all my data from the subcontractor today. So over the next 3 weeks, I'll be going through that data and preparing the report that is due to the parish by the end of the month. And at that point, I'll deliver that to Dr. Keller. All my contacts, Dr. Keller. And in any comments the parish has, then we'll incorporate that into the report and then finalize the report. So the project's moving very, very well, and we're almost there. And we actually finished the field work 2 weeks earlier than the deadline the parish gave us, so it went really well. And I entertain any other questions if you have any.
Yes, Mr. Jeff. Are y'all working on the next phase of the funding cycle?
Yes, I worked with Dr. Keller and Martha Collins, and the 2 applications have gone into Lake Pontchartrain. They were due June 22nd. I helped them with those applications. They're in. According to the schedule that was given to us, the parish won't find out on funding until about August the 10th. And the intent all along was to finish up Country Ridge Phase 1, which we're in now, and be ready to go with Phase 2. So we did apply to go into the design phase of Country Ridge, and hopefully if the funding comes through in August, then by the time the paperwork gets through and through the council and stuff like that, we could get rolling right away on that. Now the only caveat is there's no construction dollars in the budget for this year with Lake Pontchartrain, but there's talk in Washington that there might be a supplemental funding mechanism coming through that may allow some construction, so we're following that also. So anything that we could apply for through Lake Pontchartrain, we will, to get the construction going also with Country Ridge.
Right. Y'all have no preliminary numbers as far as construction costs yet?
No, we don't.
Not till design starts?
Yes. This phase will take all the results, prioritize all the repairs, and let the parish know where they have to go. The next phase will actually take that data, prepare a design, and do cost estimates on construction costs.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Thank you.
Any other old business, Mr. Barry?
Just to bring you all up to date, all the wastewater treatment plants in the parish have been in compliance. Everything's running well, including the Dara system, and everything's doing good.
Okay, thank you. Questions, comments? Okay, any new business?
On the new business, I got Lynn Chance with GSA to discuss the LCGDB grant with the Heroeville project. We received the bids, and I'll let Lynn explain to you.
Okay, Mr. Chance, can you please come up?
The bids on this project were received on June the 14th. The project initial cost estimate that was prepared back in November of last year was $1,268,000 roughly. The low bidder on this project came in with a bid of $1,707,000. So there's a significant shortfall based on the budget. We discussed the reason for the increased cost, and also did some analysis of the bids. And the primary costs were in actual installation of the gravity sewer pipe and in pavement restoration work. Some of the other items were not quite so high. The sewer work was 71% higher than the estimate. The paving work was 67% higher than the estimate. The treatment plant was 32% higher than the estimate. Again, like I said, we discussed with the low bidder the reasons for the cost increases, and they essentially stated that cost of steel, cost of aggregates, especially limestone, their labor costs have increased drastically because they had to give their key people significant raises to keep them from going to New Orleans. And concrete's gone up. Almost every construction material's gone up significantly with the increase in crude oil prices that hits every one of us in our pocket every day. The cost of buying fuel to run their equipment, and also materials such as PVC, which is made from petroleum, have gone up too. So that's the reason that they've gone up over the last 8 months since the hurricane. Essentially, we wanted to report this information to the board and to the utility committee, and let you discuss and see where additional monies may come from to fund this project if you so wish to fund it. The other issue is we needed to come tonight because the bids are only open for 60 days, and with the volatility of construction materials, I would doubt that you would get the contractor to extend his bid. I mean, right now, today, you get a 24-hour quote on steel, and that's it. They don't guarantee anything past 24 hours from when they give a quote. So it's a pretty difficult time right now as far as our construction costs are concerned.
Any questions, Mr. Shakespeare?
Thank you, Mr. Lynn. I appreciate it. It's unfortunate that it comes in at such a high amount over the bid, but I think that's something we're going to see more and more often. It's real right now, and I think the council administration needs to make sure that we are aware of all this in our budgets as we go through all of our projects, because we're going to start seeing all of these projects, the cost being greatly escalated because of all the factors Mr. Chance talked about. So we may need to start looking at alternative measures of funding and preparing for extra costs for construction, because I think this is going to be more the norm than what we're having. So I don't know what we need to do about it, but it's something we need to look into to see how we can fund these measures. The reality of the situation is going to cost more.
Yeah, and frankly, this is not unique for Ascension Parish. No. I've discussed this with other communities around, and also with different people within the various funding agencies. And typically, bids are coming in within the last 3 months of 30 to 40% higher than they were pre-Katrina.
Do you think that a 6-month period they will go down, up, or just a kind of a shoot? I mean, it's.
I specifically asked that of both contractors that bid. By the way, we only received 2 bids on the project also, and that's very typical with everybody I've discussed. If you get 3 bidders on a project, you're really, really lucky. But I discussed it with both of the bidders, and they said that they see some stabilization in materials costs right now, but they don't see in the future any significant reduction in the cost. I mean, right now we're still looking at very high crude oil prices, and it doesn't look like those are going to come down. And so the fuel component of the construction work and any of those construction materials that are directly dependent upon petroleum are not going to come down. Furthermore, they said that they do not see their labor costs coming down because, I mean, they've given these people raises, and it would be very difficult to cut their pay now. So that's not going to come down. So that both of those are pretty significant components of the cost of construction. And like I say, they see a stabilization of costs, but they do not anticipate at all any reduction in what we're seeing right now.
Thank
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, I spoke with Mr. Paul Keller, and he said that he had $5 million that's marked for wastewater in Ascension Parish. Would you all get in touch with him to see when that money would be here?
Certainly.
And just as the project in the Harryville area is a good project. It just, everything is high right now, like Mr. Chan said, and I would like to see the project funded and the project move forward.
Right.
Because that area is headed toward the comprehensive plan that's being built down Lamar Dixon. It's like taking it from the river, coming toward that San Landry Road. Thank you. That's all I got.
Yes, Ms. Fatno.
Mr. Thompson, when you talked to Mr. Keller, did he indicate how long he's been knowing about this? Did you suggest to him that he let us know this? I mean, if we have money coming, and here we are trying to figure out money to do projects and stuff, I would think that administration would be able to. That should be on the agenda. Mr. Keller should be here tonight telling us about these kind of things, because, I mean, we're making decisions up here that have to do with money, and we have no idea what kind of grants are out there. I was just curious to know if he had mentioned anything to you about that. I mean,
he mentioned, Mr. Keller mentioned it to me.
Just kind of in general conversation.
Right. So I imagine he's coming to the utility committee or the council with it. But he mentioned it to me. He also mentioned that he had some money to expand the jail.
Ms. Cinnamon, can you please request Mr. Keller to attend the next meeting and have an update on any possible funding coming towards utilities from any grants or any other possible funding? Mr. Shake Snyder?
Yeah, and I would also ask administration to try to look into funding alternatives, where we can get the money, of the possibilities, and what we can do with it, and give us some type of options so that we can, make a good decision on this. And when is your deadline then?
Well, bids were accepted June the 14th, so we got 60 days from that date to either to award the project. If not, then by default, the project's denied. And I mean, obviously, the bidders have their bonding capacity held up right now too. So they would want as quick a decision as possible, just, from that business standpoint.
So,
We're not going to sit on it, but we do have a little bit of time, I believe. So I think by next meeting, hopefully administration will
Well,
have
it's going to be
couple-
very difficult, Mr. Chairman, excuse me for interrupting. It's going to be very difficult for you to act on it in the committee and then have council action to award and be within that 60 days.
we could have a special,
That's just something for you to consider. I
we
mean,
could have a special meeting if
Right.
we need to do that. Whatever we would have to. We just need some information so that we can make a good
Right.
decision.
right.
Because,
And that was another thing of the urgency of bringing this up tonight, because we looked at the calendar and the 60 days will run out before. You can have another utility committee meeting, but you won't by the time you go to council meeting, the 60 days will be up.
And I just respectfully ask that you get it on the agenda so that we could look into it ahead of time on this next.
When were the bids accepted?
June the 14th.
June 14th.
So it's right at a month right now.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
I have one. I was going to refer back to Barry. Barry, have you looked at the bids on this?
Yes, I have. I didn't get a copy from the start, but I got one last week, and Lynn and I are supposed to meet first part of this week and review it and see if we can do any trimmings or in-house. We've done some in-house on a Dower project that helped us out, and we may try and do some in-house on the Hearville.
Okay, great.
Any other questions, comments?
I would just like to say that, they got the bid June the 14th, and we're just finding out about it now. We don't need these kind of things sitting on people's desks.
Well, we
They-
submitted a
they-
letter to the.
They need to get it to us.
We submitted a letter to the administration on June the 19th with all this information in it. So
Barry, do they know why we didn't get it?
Mr. Shakespeare?
I was just curious as to why we didn't get any advance notice.
Everyone in the loop received it except myself.
Okay.
I received it last Thursday.
Okay. So just make sure we get it because it's.
I'll be on.
Any other comments, questions? Any other new business? Number 9, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Shakespeare, second by Ms. Fontenot, and I'm sure there's no objection.